Greetings, fellow adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. It's a pleasure to have you join us as we uncover the secrets of Carson Wentz. Carson James Wentz, born December 30, 1992, is an American football quarterback who is a free agent. Wentz played college football at North Dakota State University, where he won 2 consecutive NCAA FCS national championships as the starter. He was selected second overall by the Philadelphia Eagles in the 2016 NFL Draft, making him the highest drafted FCS player. Wentz's greatest success with the Eagles was in 2017 when he led them to a record. Although he suffered a season-ending injury, Wentz helped put the Eagles in position to obtain their conference's top seed, which culminated with the franchise's first Super Bowl title in Super Bowl LII. He also earned Pro Bowl and second-team All-Pro honors. Wentz helped bring Philadelphia back to the playoffs during his next 2 seasons, but further injuries limited his participation. After losing his starting position due to a production decline, he spent his next 2 seasons with the Indianapolis Colts and Washington Commanders. Welcome to the next segment, where we explore early years and its significance in our journey. Born in Raleigh, North Carolina, Wentz moved to North Dakota with his family at the age of 3. He played quarterback and defensive back for the football team at Century High School in Bismarck, and also played basketball and baseball at the school. As a freshman, he was in height, grew to as a senior, and graduated in 2011 as valedictorian of his class. Get ready for an exciting exploration as we unravel the mysteries of college career. Wentz attended North Dakota State, redshirting his first season with the Bison as they won their first FCS title under 9th-year head coach Craig Bohl. As a redshirt freshman in 2012, Wentz was the backup quarterback to Brock Jensen and played in his first collegiate game on September 22. He completed all 8 of his passes for 93 yards and threw his first touchdown in relief of Jensen in a blowout victory over the Prairie View and Panthers. Wentz finished the season completing 12 of 16 pass attempts for 144 passing yards and 2 touchdowns. Wentz was again the second-string quarterback in 2013 and appeared in 11 games. He had his best game that season on October 13 against Delaware State, completing 10 of 13 attempted passes for 105 passing yards and a touchdown. Wentz ended his redshirt sophomore season completing 22 of 30 passes for 209 yards and a touchdown. Wentz became the Bison's starting quarterback during his junior year in 2014. In his first start in the opener at Iowa State of the Big 12 Conference, he completed 18 of 28 pass attempts for 204 yards in a victory on August 30. During the game at Western Illinois on October 10, Wentz caught a 16-yard touchdown pass from running back John Crockett and helped lead the Bison to a comeback victory. Statistically, his best game that season was at Missouri State, where he threw for 247 yards and 5 touchdowns. Wentz led NDSU to a record. On January 10, 2015, he started in his first national championship game against Illinois State and passed for 287 yards and a touchdown and rushed for 87 yards and scored a touchdown on a 5-yard run to give North Dakota State the lead with 37 seconds left. NDSU won their 4th consecutive NCAA Division I football championship game. Wentz started all 16 games in 2014, completing 228 of 358 passes for 3,111 yards with 25 touchdowns and 10 interceptions. He was also the team's second leading rusher with 642 rushing yards and 6 rushing touchdowns. As a 5th-year senior in 2015, Wentz had one of the best games of his career on October 10 against Northern Iowa, when he passed for a career-high 335 yards. The following week against South Dakota, Wentz suffered a broken wrist in the first half but managed to complete the game with 16 of 28 completions, 195 passing yards, and 2 touchdown passes as the Bison lost. After starting the first 6 games of the season and completing 63.7% of his passes for a total of 1,454 yards and 16 touchdowns, he missed the next 8 weeks of the season. He returned to practice in the beginning of December and was cleared to play in the national championship. On January 9, 2016, Wentz led the Bison to its 5th straight FCS title, running for 2 touchdowns and throwing for a third. He was named the NCAA Division IAA Championship Game Most Outstanding Player for the 2nd straight year. Wentz graduated with a degree in health and physical education, finishing with a 4 GPA and twice earning recognition as an academic All-American by the College Sports Information Directors of America, first for Division I football and later for all Division I sports. As we enter this new phase, let's navigate the complexities of statistics and discover its practical applications. Season passing rushing at 2012, 12, 16, 2013, 22, 30, 2014, 228, 358, 2015, 130, 208, career 392, 612. Now, let's shift our perspective and explore professional career through a fresh lens, unlocking new perspectives. In February 2016, most analysts had Wentz projected to be selected in the mid-first round of the draft. However, Wentz began to be regarded as a top 10 prospect after his pro day. On January 30, 2016, he played in the 2016 Reese's Senior Bowl and finished the game completing 6 of 10 pass attempts for 50 yards. At the NFL Scouting Combine, Wentz showcased his athleticism as he was in the top 3 in the 40-yard dash, the broad jump, and the 3-cone drill among all quarterbacks. Wentz also reportedly scored on his Wonderlic test. In this part of the video, we'll be delving deeper into 2016 season and analyzing its key components. On April 28, 2016, the Philadelphia Eagles selected Wentz in the first round with the 2nd overall pick in the 2016 NFL Draft. He was the first quarterback the Eagles selected in the first round of an NFL Draft since Donovan McNabb in 1999, who was also taken 2nd overall. He was also the highest selected FCS quarterback taken in draft history and the first FCS quarterback taken in the first round since Joe Flacco in 2008. The Eagles traded 3 top 100 picks in 2016, a first-round pick in 2017, and a second-round pick in 2018 in order to move up in the draft order and get him. Wentz signed a 4-year, fully guaranteed contract worth $26.67 million on May 12, 2016. He suffered a rib injury in the team's first preseason game of 2016, but was fully healthy for the beginning of the 2016 regular season. Originally intending to have Wentz sit and learn for the 2016 season, those plans changed when the Eagles traded quarterback Sam Bradford to the Minnesota Vikings in September. The same day, it was also reported that the team planned to start Wentz for the 2016 season when he became healthy. On September 5, Wentz was named the starter for the Eagles' 2016 season opener against the Cleveland Browns. In the game, he threw for 278 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in the victory. He was named the Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Week for Week 1. Wentz threw for 190 yards and a touchdown in a win over the Chicago Bears in Week 2. He became the first rookie quarterback since 1970 to win his first 2 games of the season and not throw an interception. In Week 3 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, Wentz finished with 301 passing yards and 2 touchdowns as the Eagles won. He was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance against the Steelers. In Week 9, against the New York Giants, he was 27 of 47 for a season-high 364 yards and 2 interceptions in the loss. In his rookie season, Wentz started all 16 games for the Eagles as they finished the season with a record. Wentz threw for a league record 379 completions by a rookie, breaking the record of 354 held by former teammate Sam Bradford. who was with the St. Louis Rams at the time. His 379 completions also set a single-season franchise record, breaking the record of 346 also held by Bradford from the previous season. Wentz also set a single-season franchise record with 607 pass attempts, the second highest attempts by a rookie in league history, only trailing Andrew Luck, who had 627 in the 2012 season. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on 2017 season in the upcoming portion of this video. In Week 1 against the Washington Redskins, Wentz finished with 307 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception from a pass tipped at the line of scrimmage as the Eagles won by a score of. In Week 2 against the Kansas City Chiefs, Wentz threw for 333 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. In addition, he rushed for 55 yards in the loss. In a Week 5 rout over the Arizona Cardinals, Wentz finished the game with 304 yards and a career-high 4 passing touchdowns. In the first 5 games of 2017, he passed for 1,362 yards and 10 touchdowns with 3 interceptions. After this start, NFL insiders and reports ranked Wentz as a possible NFL MVP. Wentz was named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 7 after passing for 268 yards and a career-high tying 4 touchdowns in a win over the Redskins. During Week 9 against the Denver Broncos, Wentz finished with 199 passing yards and 4 touchdowns as the Eagles won. During Week 14 against the Los Angeles Rams, Wentz left the game due to an apparent knee injury. He finished with 291 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception as the Eagles won. The win earned Wentz's first NFC East title in the Pederson-Wentz era. The next day, an MRI revealed that he suffered a torn ACL, keeping him out for the remainder of the season. In 13 starts, Wentz finished the year with 3,296 passing yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, a 60.2 completion percentage, and a 101.9 quarterback rating. On December 13, Wentz underwent successful surgery on his ACL. Wentz was selected to his first Pro Bowl on December 19, but could not participate due to the aftermath of his recent knee surgery. He was ranked 3rd by his fellow players on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2018. Led by Nick Foles, the Eagles defeated the New England Patriots in Super Bowl LII, the first Super Bowl win in franchise history. In 2022, an article in the Philadelphia Inquirer reported that prior to Super Bowl LII, Wentz expressed displeasure to other injured teammates that the Eagles were seeing success without him. Wentz was immediately confronted by one of the players and the two had to be physically separated. Later in November 2022, former teammate Darren Sproles, who was on the Super Bowl winning team, revealed that he had a conversation with Wentz saying, "I had to make him realize that you'd be happy for the team. We're all mad that we're not playing. We're all hurt, but you still be happy for the team." Now, let's shift our focus to 2018 season and embark on an intellectual exploration of its various dimensions. On June 25, 2018, prior to the start of the new season, Wentz was ranked 3rd overall in the NFL Top 100 Players of 2018. It is the highest Top 100 debut ranking in the history of the league. Wentz missed the first 2 games in an effort to continue recovery from his ACL injury, and Nick Foles remained as the starter. On September 17, Wentz was medically cleared and retained his starting quarterback role. In his 2018 debut, Wentz would finish with 255 yards, 1 touchdown, and an interception in the Eagles' win against the Indianapolis Colts in Week 3. The Eagles experienced mixed results with Wentz as starter. In November 2018, with the Eagles sitting at 5-6 on the season, an anonymous Eagles player revealed to Josina Anderson that he believed Wentz was negatively impacting the team. The source stated that Wentz was over-targeting tight end Zach Ertz, which was detrimental to the offensive's rhythm. Near the end of the season, Wentz dealt with a back injury, and the Eagles, not wanting to risk further injury, decided to shut him down for the season and put in Nick Foles as the starter for the rest of the season. He finished with a record and passed for 3,074 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. Foles, playing in Wentz's absence, went 3-0 and led the Eagles to a playoff win. Wentz was ranked 96th by his fellow players on the NFL Top 100 Players of 2019. Following the conclusion of the 2018 season, Joseph Santoliquito, writing in Philly Voice, ran a piece where more than 12 Eagles players were anonymously interviewed. The story revealed how players found Wentz to be selfish and egotistical. The players stated that Wentz often called unnecessary audibles on plays, which ultimately lead to sacks or turnovers. Wentz was also described as being a bully towards Eagles offensive coordinator Mike Groh and not open to coaching. Turning our focus to 2019 season, let's explore its key elements. On April 29, 2019, the Eagles exercised the fifth-year option on Wentz's contract. On June 6, 2019, the Eagles signed Wentz to a 4-year, $128 million contract extension with $107 million guaranteed, keeping him under contract through the 2024 season. In Week 1 against the Washington Redskins, Wentz threw for 313 yards and 3 touchdowns as the Eagles won. In Week 4 against the Green Bay Packers, he helped lead the Eagles to a victory with 3 passing touchdowns. Following a slow start at 3-3, another report came out containing information from an anonymous Eagles player who was critical of Wentz. The source said that Wentz was trying to do too much and was often looking for a big play rather than taking the short check down. At the time of the report, Wentz only had a completion percentage of 38% on passes that travel 15 yards in the air and had 3 interceptions on passes of that variety, which was tied for most in the league. In Week 13 against the Miami Dolphins, Wentz threw for 310 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception in the loss. In Week 14, against the New York Giants, Wentz helped lead a comeback victory with 325 passing yards and 2 touchdowns in the overtime win. In Week 15 against the Redskins, Wentz threw for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns during another comeback victory as the Eagles won. In Week 16 against the Dallas Cowboys, Wentz threw for 319 yards and a touchdown during the win. Wentz helped lead the Eagles to a crucial victory over the New York Giants in Week 17. Wentz had 289 yards and a touchdown in the victory, which gave the Eagles the NFC East title. The division title was his second in the Pederson-Wentz era. Wentz finished the 2019 season with 4,039 passing yards, 27 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He became the first quarterback in franchise history to pass for at least 4,000 yards and the first in the NFL to do so without any receiver catching at least 500 yards. In the NFC wildcard round against the Seattle Seahawks, Wentz left the game with a head injury in the first quarter after defensive end Jadeveon Clowney made a helmet-to-helmet hit on him. He was ruled out of the game with a concussion after playing just 9 snaps in his post-season debut. The Eagles lost the game. Brace yourself for an enlightening exploration of 2020 season as we dive into its profound implications. Wentz made his return from injury in Week 1 against the Washington football team. During the game, Wentz threw for 270 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions as the Eagles lost. In the second quarter, the Eagles had a lead over the football team, but they never managed to score for the rest of the game. In Week 2 against the Los Angeles Rams, Wentz continued to struggle, throwing for 242 yards and 2 interceptions during the loss. In Week 3 against the Cincinnati Bengals, Wentz threw 2 more interceptions during the tie game. In Week 7 against the New York Giants, he had 359 passing yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 rushing touchdown, and 1 interception in the win. In Week 8 against the Dallas Cowboys, Wentz struggled, throwing for 123 yards and 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions during a win. In Week 11, Wentz went 21 for 35 throwing against the Cleveland Browns for 235 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, one being a pick six in the loss. In Week 13 against the Green Bay Packers, Wentz was benched in the third quarter for Jalen Hurts after the Eagles were trailing. Without Wentz, the Eagles went on to lose. On December 8, 2020, the Eagles named Jalen Hurts the starting quarterback for their Week 14 game against the New Orleans Saints. At the time of his benching, Wentz scored 21 total touchdowns, 16 passing, 5 rushing. However, he led the league in interceptions thrown 15, total turnovers 19, and sacks taken 50. He ended up leading the league in all of those categories at the end of the season despite only playing in 12 games. Let's now zoom in on Indianapolis Colts and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. Wentz was traded to the Indianapolis Colts on March 17, 2021, in exchange for a 2021 third-round pick and a 2022 first-round pick. He was reunited with former Philadelphia Eagles coordinator Frank Reich, who has since become the head coach of the Colts. During training camp, Wentz suffered a foot injury that required surgery. Despite the foot surgery, Wentz was able to return in time for the September 12 season opener at home against the Seattle Seahawks, where he completed 25 of 38 passes for 251 yards and 2 touchdowns. However, the Colts fell short in his Indianapolis debut. He passed for a season-high 402 yards and 2 touchdowns in a loss to the Baltimore Ravens in Week 5. Wentz threw for 3,563 yards, 27 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions as the Colts finished the season but failed to qualify for the playoffs after a loss in Week 18 to the Jacksonville Jaguars. In this section, we'll be peeling back the layers of Washington Commanders to reveal its true essence. Wentz, along with the Colts' 2nd and 7th round picks in the 2022 NFL Draft, were traded to the Washington Commanders on March 16, 2022, in exchange for 2022 2nd and 3rd round picks and a conditional 3rd round pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. In his debut with the Commanders, Wentz threw for 313 yards with 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions in a victory over the Jacksonville Jaguars. In Week 3, Wentz made his return against his former longtime team, the Philadelphia Eagles. Wentz completed 58% of his passes for 211 yards and was sacked 9 times and fumbled twice in the loss. In the loss to the Tennessee Titans in Week 5, Wentz threw a game-sealing interception to linebacker David Long Jr. in the red zone. In the Thursday Night Football win over the Chicago Bears, Wentz fractured his ring finger on his throwing hand. He was placed on injured reserve on October 22 and reactivated on December 12, 2022, although he did not regain his starting duties due to the emergence of Taylor Heinicke as the team's starter. In Week 16, Wentz came in relief of Heinicke after he was benched in the 4th quarter, where he completed 12 passes for 123 yards and a touchdown in the loss to the San Francisco Bears. With the Commanders needing to win their final 2 games to make the playoffs, head coach Ron Rivera reinstated Wentz as the team's starting quarterback in Week 17. Wentz had a poor performance against the Cleveland Browns, completing 16 of 28 passes for 143 yards, 1 rushing touchdown, and 3 interceptions in the loss. The loss and wins by the Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions on the same day resulted in the Commanders being eliminated from playoff contention. On February 27, 2023, the Commanders released Wentz after 1 season with the team. Prepare yourself for an eye-opening discussion on NFL career statistics in the upcoming portion of this video. Legend bold. Without wasting any more time, let's jump into the fascinating world of NFL records. Most consecutive games with at least one touchdown pass with one interception or less. Current streak is 22 games, surpassing Matt Ryan's 21 from December-September 2017. First quarterback in NFL history to have a 4,000-yard season without having a single wide receiver with at least 500 receiving yards. First quarterback in NFL history to throw for 20 or more touchdowns and 7 or less interceptions in 3 consecutive seasons. Brace yourself for an enlightening exploration of Eagles franchise records as we dive into its profound implications. First quarterback in team history to throw for over 4,000 yards, 4,039. 2019 most passing touchdowns in a season, 33. 2017 most pass completions in a season, 388. 2019 most pass attempts in a season, 607. 2016 and 2019 most touchdown passes in the first quarter, 3. 2017 most touchdown passes in a calendar month, 14. October 2017 consecutive games with a touchdown pass, 20. November 2018 September 2020 season completion percentage 69.6%. 2018 minimum 6 starts, lowest interception percentage 1.2%. 2019 minimum 11 starts. Brace yourself for an in-depth analysis as we navigate through awards and its far-reaching implications. Super Bowl champion LII Burt Bell Award 2017, Pro Bowl 2017, Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Week Weeks 1, 3, and 5, 2016 NFC Offensive Player of the Week Week 3, 2016 and Week 7, 2017 NFC Offensive Player of the Month, October 2017 NFL Offensive Rookie of the Month, September 2016. Get ready for a captivating exploration as we unravel the layers of personal life and their profound significance. Wentz married Madison Oberg on July 16, 2018. The couple have 2 daughters, born April 2020 and November 2021. Wentz is a Christian. He founded the IO Foundation in 2017. In 2018, he helped build a sports complex in Haiti. Wentz is an avid hunter and frequently returns to North Dakota for that reason. Leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this video.